I will introduce you the BKK 2113 Turkish coffee machine of BEKO family today. Your machine will be the new favorite appliance of your kitchen with its stylish and modern design as well as the foamiest Turkish coffee that appeal to your taste. Your machine is capable of cooking Turkish coffee for maximum 4 persons at one go. Your machine is designed to cook Turkish coffee only. Since cooking or warming water, Nescafe, milk, or other drinks alike will damage your machine, do not cook such drinks in your machine. Do not use your coffee machine near or close to the heat sources, such as oven, brazier, radiators, stoves, etc. Keep your machine away from steam generating sources and pay special care not to use it in vaporous places. Never use cooking reservoirs in other heaters apart from your coffee machine, oven, etc. Never put hot water in the water reservoir. There might be some vapor and smell in your product's heater during initial use due to the production technology. This condition is quite normal for your machine. These will be eliminated after a couple of usages. Do not transport your machine when its water reservoir is full. Take the cooking reservoirs off your machine when you are transporting your machine. Now, let's see how to use your machine. Let's have a look at the preparations we need to make prior to using the machine. You ought to pull the cover of the 1 liter water capacity water reservoir slightly and fill it with drinking water up to max level through this opening before you operate your machine. Do not use processed waters in your machine. When the level of the water in the reservoir is below minimum line, the water indicator light on the front cover will continue flashing in pink color and not start cooking process in the machine. To start your machine, plug in the power cable and switch the on-off button to position 1. There is a cup water adjustment button with 3 levels, which you can use for water adjustment according to the cup size you will use. Before starting up coffee cooking process, you must always make this adjustment. Before making this adjustment, you have to release the air in your machine. To do this, attach the cooking reservoir in its seating and press on the button for 2 persons to allow your machine to fill the water into the reservoir. After filling of water is completed, press the same button again and hold it pressed for 1 or 2 seconds. The process will come to an end. Repeat this process 3 times for each of the 2 compartments. If you wish, let's see how to make this adjustment. Place the cooking reservoir in its seating without putting anything in it. Press coffee cooking button for 1 person. And the process by pressing and holding the cooking button for 1 person for 1 or 2 seconds again. When the sound of the running pump stops after 4 or 5 seconds. At the end of this process, an audible error signal will be given and the mode light will blink blue intermittently. This is quite normal. It will stop once the cooking reservoir is taken from its place. This process will display the amount of water taken into the cooking reservoir automatically. Take out the cooking reservoir from its place and pour the water in the reservoir into the cup you will use permanently. In case of little amount of water, bring the cup water adjustment button 1 step higher or 1 step lower if it's too much. Do not change the position if the amount is appropriate. Adjust the water amount before using the product for the first time, and repeat it when you are going to change the dimension of the cup. A normal size Turkish coffee cup has 65 ml water capacity. Now we can pass the cooking coffee with your machine. You may make coffee for your own taste by using the coffee measurement spoon supplied with the machine. By using 1 measure of coffee for black coffee, 1 measure of coffee plus half sugar cube for slightly sugared coffee, 1 measure of coffee plus 1 sugar cube for medium sugared coffee, and 1 measure of coffee and 2 sugar cubes for sugared coffee. Amounts we stated here are for one person. With your machine, you can prepare Turkish coffee for 4 persons at one go by operating 2 cooking reservoirs for your machine at the same time. You may cook different coffees in different cooking reservoirs concurrently. For example, black in one, sugared in the other. You will be able to differentiate the cooking reservoirs thanks to the coffee sugar reminding buttons on the cooking reservoirs. If you like, let's prepare Turkish coffee for 4 persons at one go now. After putting coffee and sugar amounts for your taste in both reservoirs, bring the coffee sugar reminding buttons to appropriate positions and place the cooking reservoirs on the machine. Your product will not operate if the cooking reservoir is not placed in its seating properly. Press the cooking button on the front panel for either 1 or 2 persons according to the amount of the coffee to be made. The machine will give an audible startup signal and the mode LED will light in blue. Cooking time for one person is 1.5 to 2 minutes and 2.5 to 3.5 minutes for 2 persons. Cooking time may be shorter in consecutive cooking of your product as the heater will be hotter. Your machine will give an audible alarm and the station mode light will flash blue upon completion of the cooking process. If you do not take out the reservoir after completion of the cooking process, mode light will continue flashing intermittently and keep on giving an audible signal every 5 seconds. The coffee is poured quickly as appropriate into the cup to prevent the foam and coffee grounds remain in the cooking reservoir. To cancel the cooking process for any reason, simply press and hold for 3 seconds the cooking button for 1 person or 2 persons belonging to that station. Unplug the power cable from the socket before cleaning. Always clean the cooking reservoir immediately after every cooking process not to spoil the taste of the coffees you will prepare. Do not wash any other part of the machine except for the cooking reservoir and the water reservoir. You will wipe those parts with a damp cloth. The cooking perception sensor must be wiped with a damp cloth after every 15 or 20 cooking. Never wash the cooking reservoir and the water reservoir in the dishwasher. Remove the water reservoir completely in every 3 months only for cleaning purpose. Some water may spill while removing the water reservoir from its place completely for cleaning purpose. This is normal. It will be sufficient to open the water reservoir to first level to fill in the water. Pour 1 cup of 50% vinegar water into the cooking reservoir and press start button to clean the white stains and lime sediments occurred in time in the cooking reservoir after numerous usages, and also not to harm the Teflon surface of the cooking reservoir. You can rinse and reuse the cooking reservoir after the cleaning process is finished. Do not clean the heater surface and the bottom surface of the cooking reservoirs with abrasive sponge or steel wool. Please pay utmost care not to stretch these surfaces. Ensure that the heater surfaces are not stained. Wipe any spilled coffee on the heater surfaces at once with a damp cloth before it dries out. Do not use processed waters. Prefer using spring waters. In case of the Turkish coffee machine is operated below 4 degrees, water in the water reservoir will freeze and your product will not work. Make use that there is no water in the product when you are relocating it. Take out and empty the water reservoir. Replace the empty water reservoir back on the product and leave it at 45 degrees angle for a couple of seconds. Take out the water reservoir and empty the remaining water. After carrying out this process, you can transport your product safely to any place you like.